Rising concerns for Cuba.
The team is in the weakest position it's been in over 60 years.
From the aftermath of the U.S. striking Venezuela. A scary moment for a family.
It was a very traumatic moment.
Now their son faces charges. And a video with an NFL quarterback goes viral.
He looked at me and asked if I was being serious, and I said, I very much am.
A specific request coming from a fan. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. Good morning. I'm Sara Mallorca.
And I'm Valeria de Sosa. Today is Wednesday, January 7, 2026.
Live from the Lee Caplin School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
U.S. government officials have hinted that attacks at other Latin American countries could be next. The aftermath of the U.S. operation that captured Nicolas Maduro has sparked discussion on what's next, not just for Venezuela, but for other countries as well.
Caplin's Adrian Diaz-Alejo has more.
Following the U.S. military operation that captured Nicolas Maduro, several U.S. officials suggest that another operation may be coming and that Cuba may be next. Days after arresting Maduro, President Trump says that Cuba is ready to fall, with Secretary of State Marco Rubio echoing that warning, saying that the Cuban government is in a lot of trouble, pointing to Cuba's long-standing ties to Venezuela's military and intelligence services. Florida Representative Carlos Jimenez also made remarks about Cuba being the next country of discussion.
The Cuban regime is in the weakest position it's been in over 60 years. And now if in fact we can cut off the aid that Venezuela is giving to Cuba, then it's going to be even weaker.
In South Florida, the conversation carries a particular weight for the predominantly Cuban population, and for someone like Jorge Salas, his background is shared with both Venezuela and Cuba.
My mom had to leave Cuba, so when she left, she went to Venezuela. That is where she met my dad. She got to experience the best of Venezuela up to 98 or 99. Up until Chávez got, elected.
With both countries now at the center of U.S. foreign policy discussions, Jorge's hopes are meddled with what he believes will realistically happen.
They might not do the exact same actions as they did in Venezuela, where they captured Maduro. Now, trust me, I would love to see them do the same with Díaz-Canel. That would be amazing. But realistically, that's probably not going to happen. They don't have the same resources as Venezuela does.
Reporting for Caplin News, I'm Adrian Diaz-Alejo.
President Trump announces that up to 50 million barrels of sanctioned oil will be turned over to the U.S. by Venezuela's interim government. The president says the oil will be sold at market value, and the proceeds will be handled by the U.S. The plans will be carried out by Energy Secretary Chris Wright, and the barrels will be taken by storage ships to unloading docks in the U.S.
A teen in Southwest Florida was arrested after admitting to starting a house fire, with a family of 4 still inside. Luckily, the family managed to escape. WINK's Amy Gallo has the details.
The fire was started around 6 a.m. When they arrived, the Lee County Sheriff's deputies found an open 5-gallon propane tank and a homemade Molotov cocktail just outside the front door, which you can see was severely burned. Several witnesses told investigators the 14-year-old suspect had parked down the street and walked toward the home. The family tells me he waited here, even asking the family what happened and if they were okay before leaving the area. It was a very traumatic moment. Even now, 2 days later, I still can't sleep, and neither can they, because you relive everything that happened, and you're afraid it's going to happen again, which keeps you from sleeping. I'm pregnant, too, so it's been a very difficult time for all of us. The 14-year-old was located and arrested at his home, and the sheriff says he admitted to starting the fire and attempting to kill his friend inside the home. He has since been released to the Department of Juvenile Justice for secure detention.
And the state attorney's office will now determine whether he is charged as a juvenile or as an adult. And again, we will work this case to the very, very end.
Amy Gallo, Wink News.
What started with yells turned into physical attacks for an 81-year-old by his former live-in caretaker, and he didn't give up to find help. WPBF's Rachel Perry has a story.
The note was short, but the message was urgent. Just 3 words: call the police.
She almost violently grabbed my hand, and finally I couldn't stand the pain because she was really squeezing it hard.
The 81-year-old man is talking about his now former live-in caretaker, Denise Williams.
And every month, every day, she got a little bit worse.
Things came to a head last week when he says Williams began yelling at him over the state of his bathroom, so he tried calling 911.
She jumped on my chest. I was laying down trying to get my phone, and she just jumped on my chest and started grabbing at my phone. And she finally got it. Scratched me, as you saw.
Telling WPBF 25 News, Williams made sure he couldn't call for help.
Then she grabbed my phone and the two house phones, the landline phones, and my car keys, dumped them in a room and locked the door.
But he didn't give up.
So I wrote the little note, put it in the mailbox.
Now help came from an unexpected place. A postal worker spotted the note and called police. Now the victim telling me he's forever grateful they did.
I wrote a little note saying, "Thank you very much for Monday."
As for his former caretaker, police say Williams was found at a nearby gas station with the victim's debit card and checkbook. She's now in the Palm Beach County Jail on a list of charges, including robbery and battery on an elderly victim. In Lantana, Rachel Perry, WPBF 25 News.
Yesterday was a day filled with faith, tradition, and a splash into history. Thousands of people gathered in Tarpon Springs near Tampa for the annual Greek Orthodox Epiphany celebration. The ceremony included prayer, the release of a dove, and then the mad dash for the cross. More than 70 young men from the Greek Orthodox community raced their way onto the water and onto the boats. An 18-year-old by the name Othos Karistinos was the one to find the Epiphany cross under the water, continuing his family legacy.
I saw the glow, and it was there, and I grabbed it.
The Epiphany celebrates the baptism of Jesus Christ, and tradition says the winner will have a year of good fortune.
The Panthers and the Heat playing away on the same night.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
I woke up this morning, and next thing I know, it's everywhere, and I'm still kind of shocked, to be honest.
A video gone viral of Jacksonville's quarterback and a very strong fan. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
Really use a new tablet. I just don't have the money.
Let me ask you something. Do you have a Pell Grant?
Yes.
You do know you can get a free tablet, right?
Did you say free?
Yeah, free. It's simple. And the application is done in the store.
I could really use a tablet.
Go get one. Another satisfied customer. Stop by PantherTech in the Graham Center at FIU MMC today to speak with one of our associates to get your free tablet.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life. But how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have something called prediabetes. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
A unique favor from an NFL fan turns viral on social media. NFL quarterback Trevor Lawrence is a hero of sorts in Jacksonville now that he has led the Jaguars back into the playoffs after Sunday's game.
Lawrence celebrated with his teammates at a bar, and what happened next spread all over social media. WJXT's Ariel Schiller has more details.
Going to Pete's bar to pick up a friend Sunday night turned into an opportunity of a lifetime for Natasha Lane.
I was waiting for the friend, and out walks Trevor Lawrence, and instead of asking for a picture, I asked to squat him instead.
What was his reaction?
His reaction was very shocked. He looked at me and asked if I was being serious, and I said, I very much am.
Lane, who is a disabled veteran, says she did 5 squats with Lawrence on her shoulders.
What was his reaction after you put him down?
After I put him down, he stood there for a second and, whoa. You're a very strong woman. I said, thanks, I work out.
The encounter even gave her a new personal record.
The most I think I've squatted here at the gym is about like 180 to 200. Okay. So he was a little bit over, but I mean, I still was able to do it. Okay. I had the confidence.
Afterwards, she got a photo with Lawrence, and she got to hang out with him and his teammates for a bit. She posted the video online, not expecting it to go viral.
And I woke up this morning, and next thing I know, it's everywhere, and I'm still kind of shocked, to be honest.
Me and my photographer Elijah also got a chance to see what it felt like from Trevor's perspective. She makes it look so easy.
I mean, obviously you don't run into an NFL player every day, but if you were able to see him again, what would you tell him?
Can I squat you again? You know, this time I'll have better form.
In Jacksonville, Ariel Schiller, Channel 4, the local station.
Last night was a good time for the Minnesota Timberwolves as they took the win for the second time in 4 days against the Heat. Both teams were neck and neck throughout the first half. By the time the third quarter started, the Timberwolves had officially stretched out their lead by 10 points. By the fourth quarter, they had doubled that, taking on the win with a final score of 122-94.
The Florida Panthers had another tough game against the Toronto Maple Leafs last night in Canada. The Leafs started strong, scoring 2 goals in the first period. The Panthers fired back with Sam Reinhart scoring the only goal of the second. Unfortunately for the Ice Cats, the Leafs scored another 2 unanswered goals, bringing the final score Leafs 4, Panthers 1. The Panthers stay on the road to face the Montreal Canadiens tomorrow at 7 p.m. You're watching Newsbreak, and we're coming right back.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
To reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Bill is a family man. He invests his money wisely and provides a good life for his children. Just one problem. He often opens emails from senders he doesn't know, and his computer is not password protected. One day, Bill checked his bank account and 94% of malware attacks originate from emails. Don't be like Bill. Take your cybersecurity seriously.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Sara Mallorca.
And I'm Valeria De Souza. Get more news anytime at caplinnews.fiu.edu.